How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to build this very nice mushroom house behind me. You can use this in your survival world, on a server, really anything you want to, and it'll all work together. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick tour. It's a very small build, but I think you'll like it nonetheless. So in the act of a treehouse kind of, appearance, we have an interior and an outside, obviously. So we have this nice interior and this nice mushroom, kind of fitting the style of Minecraft's mushrooms. Anyways, this is a two-part building tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy it. I get to where I'm talking very bad in commentary sense, but hopefully you guys will still learn something from it. You can download the map in the description below if you don't feel like building it. Anyways, see you in the next one. Enjoy. Alright, so the first thing we are going to do is select our building materials. So since this is going to be a mushroom house, we need kind of mushroomy colors, and let's go ahead and see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to plant a mushroom. I don't know if it does it in the daylight. Well, we know what mushrooms look like in the game. Basically, I'm going to choose colors that resemble the Minecraft mushroom, like bigger mushroom. And I guess I could just go ahead and do this. So we're going to basically be using, red top basically. And instead of just bright white little specks there, I'm just going to use another shade of red using clay blocks. So basically I'm going to be using pink stained clay and red stained clay. Next I'm going to use quartz. That's going to resemble the base and the stem, I guess. And birchwood slabs. Well, I'll just go ahead and select birchwood planks to start with. Alright, that should get us through our first section of the entire build. So to start off, we are going to build a stem. Whenever building organic material type blocks, not material, but whenever building organic structures, you shouldn't stress too much on how this part looks. If you are unfamiliar with an organic build, go look at my how to build a tree tutorial. Basically, you just place blocks. It's really that simple. It's just supposed to look natural, as easy as it sounds. So on a mushroom, it kind of has the same base as a tree. It's a stem. So basically just build a stem and make sure it has a structured base. And this isn't going to be too high of a mushroom, so I'm just going to give it about to there. Yeah, that'll be fine. And basically what you're going to want to do is, after that, kind of do the same thing as trees and just give them branches. This is the part where the mushroom... Oh, you know what? I forgot a block. We're going to use sandstone as well. Sorry about that. This is basically where the stems of the entire thing, will... I don't know. This is where it all stems out. As if it were a tree, which I'm using quite a bit as an example, this is where leaves would go. Basically just through the branches. So it's pretty random. I mean, you can follow along if you want, but to be honest, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you don't have to follow. You can do really any sort of design that you want, and it all kind of works out together. So this is a little bit going to be an ovalish shape, so I'm going to kind of bring this out just a tad bit and break a little bit in here. Just to kind of, randomize it. That's pretty random. So, and you know what? I'm going to make it a little bit more random by cutting away some blocks. And, yeah, you got to be careful in this kind of situation, because if it's too blocky, then it won't look as organic, and that's kind of the whole point. So now that we've got that, I'm going to start by placing sandstone all over the top of this entire thing. This is going to kind of act as the underfill, which without an example it's kind of hard to explain, but under mushrooms there's usually some sort of like substance that's different from the top. It's kind of more of the I don't know what it's called, to be honest. But basically place it on top of your quartz blocks and then go with the circle. Basically, a mushroom's going to be in an ovalish, circle-ish shape. So you basically want to make sure that you have that shape. Very easy. I mean, as you can see, I've been randomly placing blocks this whole time. And that's actually our shape. I mean, as simple as it is, that's our shape. And you don't have to cover it all. You can kind of go and do like this does, where it's right on top, or you can even go out and create an overhang. It's really simple when creating mushrooms, because this is all you really need. And that's how you build. I'm kidding. Basically, what we're going to do next is we are going to go around and add our red block to the edges. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember, I'll have to see once I'm done placing these particular blocks. Pretty sure we're supposed to go one under as well. So go ahead and do that. That kind of creates the whole, overlay, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And you'll kind of see it come more into shape once we're farther into the build. So the interior for this is kind of going to be sort of like gnomish. So yeah, that's just an, I guess a sneak peek. Next, we're going to kind of give some of it variety in the length, and this kind of makes it look more, well, as I've been using the term, organic. And that basically just means, I guess, realistic. I learned the term from the VoxelBox server, so. Alright, so it's kind of looking like nothing. Like drooping sauce off of a pizza, maybe. Okay. Anyways, now we're going to create the top, which is going to be round, obviously. And this part is a little bit more, you got to kind of do the right thing in this situation, or else it can turn out to look pretty non-correct. I don't know. I'm using pretty wacky terminology here, but just go with it, and you'll get the mushroom look that you so desire. And as you can see, I'm just kind of going random. I mean, I'm kind of just creating like a circle. I mean, that's generally it. Just picture a sphere and design it. It's looking a little boxy, but don't worry. We'll kind of smooth it out just a bit. So around this level is usually when I like to kind of connect the blocks with more blocks, just to kind of give it, take up more room. And there we go. We've covered it all up. Like I said, it's really boxy, but you can kind of see it has that mushroom shape. So what I like to do to stop it from being so boxy is kind of add some random little pivots. Or not pivots, but random, areas where it's different. That way it kind of does have a, variety, like I've been saying. So I'm just basically breaking and placing in its place. That made no sense. I'm basically just adding blocks where there aren't any to give it like a randomized, like over here, for example. That now looks random and different. And of course I need to add something here and kind of give it more of a, I can't do that. It does get a little difficult, but once you have your shape and you're comfortable with it, the rest is pretty easy. I'm gonna kind of go, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna take that away. Okay, and get a little bit more on the top to kind of not make it as blocky. I usually don't like to have these diagonals where they're all blocks, like kind of like this, but in some cases it can stay. Now don't spend too much time on this, because the end product will probably not feature the entire mushroom itself, because it will be cut down a little bit. So it's at this point where you want to add your pink stained clay. That's kind of the specks of white on the actual mushroom. Once again, I'll show you once I can open my inventory. Yep, mushroom. See, on that one it has those little specks of white. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Now, these are generally used for like fantasy and role-playing type servers, but you can have this on your survival Minecraft build and it'll look just fine. I'm planning on using this in one of our Minecraft worlds eventually, or at least one of our builds in the world. So, I mean, you can really build these kind of things anywhere. It doesn't have to be a certain style to fit your world. I mean, they fit in, especially in a mushroom biome or whatever they're called. I mean, it would fit, pretty good. Now, make sure you get it around the edges of the build too, because you don't want it to be kind of left alone down here and all the same thing, because it kind of, that matters. It looks a lot better when it's all done evenly and correctly. So that looks about good. Maybe one more down here. And this side was left alone. See, that's what I mean. If it's too uneven, it won't look as good. Let me go ahead and set it to time 0. Okay. So now, that's basically the entire mushroom built. In the next episode, we're going to work on the interior, and yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.